What up, LK Mafia? It's your boy Artofkickz, and just like that, we back with another one. So, it's Friday, and I feel like grinding and putting in that work today, so I'm going to give y'all 3 uploads on this channel, and we got the live stream later on tonight, baby. Look, so if you're catching this video and you missed the other ones, just go to the channel. You will see that I posted multiple videos today. I usually do anyway. You know, I'm a hard worker. I'm a hard grinder like that. But after I get done filming and editing all these videos, I'm going to sit here and work on these merchandise orders because the orders are still coming in. The orders are still coming in, and I appreciate you guys so much for the love and support. Y'all know I be autographing all of that stuff and shipping it all around the world. Yes, I do ship worldwide. But anyway, we're about to get into this video, y'all. We haven't done one of these in a while. These are people reacting to their prison sentence. Well, this one, why does this chick, I feel like she's looking at me. But this one in particular is top 10 insane courtroom freakouts after sentencing. So this is going to be a bit different. Y'all boys, girls ready? I'm ready. Let's talk about it.
You don't need to be laying no mental hospital. You need to go to prison, man. Come on, Trey.
Okay, wow, I wouldn't want to be in any of those situations. The judge in the last clip looked like he was fearing for his life. You just never know what these convicts are capable of. Sometimes these convicts are very upset at the judge for their sentencing. They feel like the judge is the reason why that they're going to jail for like 30 years. They don't
Instead of taking accountability,
themselves feel responsible for why they are going to prison or why they're getting the sentencing. Well, sometimes family members in court are the ones that freak out because they are just so angry listening to the court case or just angry being in the same room as the murderer.
woo! This man, yo, this man's like, this, I bet I know why he did that. This guy right here is probably a relative to the victim that hold on. Woo! That dive was so perfect. He dove straight for that man. This man over here laughing. This man probably did something to his loved one. Could have been in their life. Ain't no telling. I don't want to say certain words because YouTube. See, a lot of times y'all be figuring out why it'd be hard for me to get certain stuff out because the way YouTube algorithm is, they pick up on certain words and it hurts the video. So I don't want to say certain stuff, unfortunately.
So let's not waste any time here. This is the top 10 insane courtroom outbursts after sentencing. Things are about to get pretty crazy around here, and if you guys missed our brand new series called The Prison Life Of, you guys can click right over here. It's a completely different type of video that we've ever done on this channel for the first time in like 4 years.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. The Prison Life Of.
So make sure you guys go check it out. Alright, let's get into this one. Number 10.
Look at this mess here, man. Look at this.
So that was actually the father of 3 victims who was sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar. Larry Nassar, I know the name probably sounds very familiar to you guys, but he was the USA gymnastics doctor who sexually assaulted more than 150 women. He was...
Wow. More than 150. Oh my goodness. And they're not just women. They were girls. A lot of them were young girls. And oh my God.
Sentenced to 175 years in prison.
175 years.
That page only goes to 100 years. Sir, I'm giving you 175 years, which is 2,100 months.
In court, this father just couldn't stand Larry Nassar, so he wanted to hurt him himself, so he actually appeared in court, and then he asked the judge this.
To grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this.
Woo!
Would you do that?
Of course the judge said no, but this father did what he wanted to do anyways. He was outraged. He was furious.
Can't do that. That's not how our legal system works.
This father is so lucky he wasn't charged.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? I'm getting emotional thinking about if that was my daughter and she was a victim to this man. Truth be told, I can't say that I would have wanted to do anything differently. I don't even think I would have asked. I would have just lunged at him in that courtroom. Not to say that that's the right thing to do, but my child, don't mess with my child. I don't even have kids, and I know how I'm going to feel about mine. You understand me? I go to jail for my kids.
For this attack. In fact, nothing actually happened to this father at all. He was only given a warning.
Just for the record, you need to know that I could give you a jail sentence. I could fine you up to $7,500.
Okay, so let's move on to number 9. Now, this one is different. There was an outburst in court, but this isn't what you guys think. A man approached a judge for a crime he committed, and as soon as he...
I remember this. I remember this. This was a touching moment. Ooh, y'all listen.
Realized who the judge was, he had an outburst, he broke down in tears, and he was crying.
Sorry to see you here. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
That was Judge Mindy Glazer, who actually went to middle school with the convict who was 49-year-old Arthur Booth, and the Judge Mindy remembered him as this very, very nice kid. Well, as soon as he realized who Judge Mindy was, he started to break down and cry.
Mr. Booth, I hope you're able to change your ways. Good luck to you.
Oh my goodness.
Number 8.
Wow. He realized, he's like, man, I went down the wrong path, and look at her. She went down the right path and became a judge, and now she has power over what happens to me. It's crazy. Crazy.
My brother got 13 years old. It was an explosive.
Wow.
So that was his sister freaking out when she found out that her brother Lance Dyer has just received an 11-year prison sentence for stealing a vehicle and leading police on a high pursuit car chase. Lance was just 16 years old at the time, and he had a gun on him. When police got close to him, Lance bailed from his car and he ran outside. He tried to get away from police officers, but he was also aiming the gun at a police officer. A police officer shot him in the hand, and he was quickly arrested. At number 7, we have Michael Thomas, who had a huge outburst in court. This man is so dangerous and is so unsteady, he had to appear in a courtroom where whoever attended the court hearing in the audience actually had to stand behind this glass wall. They couldn't be in the same room per se.
Don't do
Police officers even had to calm down the friends and family members in the audience. People were so on the edge that more police officers had to be called in. I think at one point there was over 20 officers in one room trying to handle the situation.
I'm sorry, but all these police officers look like regular people. None of them look like they can do much. Not to say that they're not trained and that their physiques are would hinder their ability to to hold somebody down or to keep them at bay. But look at them, man. They just look like regular people, bro. They don't look like what I would, think a court officer would look like. But that's every court officer I've ever seen. They don't look like nothing crazy or nothing special.
Michael Thomas ended up being sentenced to 35 years in prison plus 10 years of extended supervision after he pleaded guilty to 2 charges of first-degree reckless homicide in the murder of Sharon Staples and her unborn child during a robbery that actually took place back in 2011. Moving into number 6.
That means he's still in prison right now and gonna be in there for a long time. He's only about halfway through his sentence. Not even.
There was 26-year-old Jaleel Hoskins who lashed out at the judge by throwing his stand down, and he made a move towards the judge. I don't think that, threatening a judge is a good idea.
Yeah, clearly that dude is not the smartest cookie because Bro, you want to be on the judge's side, and you want the judges on your side.
Because your life is literally in their hands. So what are you thinking? Jalal pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. By pleading guilty, he has a chance at parole at some point in his life, but he was sentenced to 25 to 75 years, which is a huge range. Jalal's mother was also freaking out in courtroom right after the sentencing was announced.
Wait, which lady is his mom? She looks too old, too young to be his mom. She looked younger than him.
Alright, number 5, we have a judge who just can't handle this convict. What you're about to see is a convict who just won't stop talking, so the judge said that he is gonna have him gagged. But the convict continues to speak, and you guys won't believe what happens next.
I'm gonna gag you in 1 second, so just listen to me.
You're gonna have a bad day.
You clear. Take on me, man.
Is this real life right now? I'm not even sure that this is allowed. This will violate this man's rights. I'm not trying to defend the convict here, but he was trying just to defend himself because he felt like he wasn't being heard. He was being accused of 4 armed robberies. Just to make light of the situation, there was actually a funny part in this video. At the end of the video, the judge starts talking again, saying that he will have a chance to speak, but it's not going to be now. And then all of a sudden, the convict, he was still able to talk. He was still able to speak, even though the tape was on his mouth. And it took like 10 police officers to put the tape on this man's mouth, but every single, they just did a horrible job.
Mr. Williams will have a chance to speak.
And I'll be monitoring everything I say.
Number 4.
He can still talk perfectly. His mouth. He can still talk perfectly. I knew they didn't put enough tape.
Is a little bit hard to see, but what you're about to see is a judge who starts to freak out and he actually leaves his seat. It looks like the judge was about to fight this convict.
Stand up. You're going to jail for a year in the county, 365 days county jail.
I mean, this is something you don't see every day. So after the judge walks away, the man starts to fight with the officer in the courtroom.
Put your hands behind your head. Put it down.
Moving into number 3, we have a murderer who tried to exercise his rights to stand up in court. I'm not sure if this is even a right to be able to, stand up in a courtroom, but police officers told this convicted murderer to sit down, but he wanted to stand up. So that guy was actually being convicted of the beheading death of a 19-year-old. I mean, that is just so sickening. I think not only this guy doesn't deserve to stand up in court,
Bro. He beheaded someone? That's insane. That is insane. You gotta be a sick individual to take someone's head off. And no wonder he's not thinking logically and can't just sit his butt down. Makes perfect sense. He's not a logical thinker. Why you can't just sit down, fool?
I think he deserves to just be, forgotten about in prison for the rest of his life. This next one is super hard to watch.
Put him under the jail, please.
Number 2, we are about to see a father who confronts his son's killer.
You don't need to be laying in no mental hospital. He need to go to prison, man. Come on, sir. He want to play crazy. He wasn't crazy when he killed my son, man.
This father was freaking out because the man who killed his son was trying to get leniency by pleading insanity, meaning he wasn't in, the right state of mind when he committed the murder. So he'll be able to get a lesser of a sentence. He'll be able to serve his time in a mental institution. I feel for this father, and I would be freaking out as well. I couldn't contain myself in this situation. There's just no way.
Exactly. And this is what I was trying to get people to understand when I was saying a little bit earlier, if it was my child, ain't no telling what I would do in that courtroom. It's hard to contain yourself. Oh my God. Woo! You don't know how bad I want kids. To have somebody take my child away from me? Oh my God, no.
I was trying to you, man. He was trying to get away from you. And you murdered a man like that. You murdered a man like that. Why you doing that?
When I first watched watched the clip, I had tears in my eyes. I just couldn't imagine what this father was going through. And finally, at number 1, we have a judge who freaked out.
You were relentless, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed.
The judge was so angry because he was sentencing a woman who was convicted of killing her boyfriend. She showed no signs of remorse. At the end of the sentencing, the judge said, "I hope you die in prison."
Woo! I hope you die in prison as well. Woo! You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair.
Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video.
That man had emotion. He was full of emotion. He was like, man, I hope you die in prison. Said if this was a death penalty state here, like, you would be getting the chair. Whew, she had no remorse. She wasn't sitting there crying, sad, upset. She had a smirk on her face. To stabbing her boyfriend multiple times. What did he do? If he did something so horrendous, was he trying to take her out? And she was defending herself? That's like the only thing I can find being justifiable. I'm like, yo, I was defending myself. Y'all don't want to see it that way? Whatever. I'm not about to be upset. I'm glad I did what I did. It was either him or me. Other than that, nah, what she did, that was horrible. Absolutely horrible. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. Like this reaction, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the original will be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz. Let me catch y'all in the next one. See ya.